Welcome to NFT Tuesday. This week we have some massive news to cover from, of course, Visa buying a CryptoPunk, but a lot more as well. But I think that this is a real watershed moment for the NFT space. And over the next few weeks, I would not be surprised if we see more big companies laying claim to maybe their own CryptoPunks. So this could be a huge monumental shift in culture where we see big business try to embrace the brand new format of digital collectibles through the power of NFTs to try and capture brand recognition on Web 3.0. So let's jump into today's content. But of course, if you enjoyed the content in today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a video. And if you'd like to support me over on Patreon, there will be a link down below. So Beanie Maxi, one of the NFT OGs in the space, someone who's made a fortune from flipping NFTs, getting in early and buying up the good ones, said this on August 19th. You may laugh now, but I will bet that in the next 12 months, a public company will announce a material purchase of CryptoPunks, and they will be added to the balance sheet. It didn't quite take 12 months, just a matter of about 4 days for the announcement to come through, and that announcement coming from Visa. I would not have thought it would have been Visa, the first company to break the mold and get themselves a punk, but here it is. So Visa published this on their Twitter page, saying that over the last 60 years, they've built a collection of historic commerce artifacts from early paper credit cards to the Zip Zap machine. Today, as we enter a new era of NFT commerce, Visa welcomes CryptoPunk 7610 to their collection. So they do collect these artifacts, and they now are recognizing NFTs as the new form of digital artifact. And once you wrap your head around the NFT sector, you will understand that we are very early in what's going on here, and that all of these purchases that we can make right now, anything from 2017, 18, 19, and probably even 2020, are going to be very, very scarce and rare going forward and can have incredible valuations. And so clearly Visa want to attain a few things here. They want a part of this history, and they want to try and connect with a generation who is moving towards living life in the metaverse. This is going to become a reality for so many. So having that CryptoPunk character as almost an in to the latest generation of metaverse user and the millennials that are coming through just seems to make perfect sense. And I think this is a great PR move from Visa as well. This punk cost them $150,000, and I'm sure for the amount of traction they would have got over the last 24 hours, they would have happily paid that out numerous times over. So it was in fact August 19th that they actually made the purchase of Punk 7610. The head of Visa's crypto division said this: "We think that NFTs will play an important role in the future of retail, social media, entertainment, and commerce. To help our clients and partners participate, we need first-hand understanding of the infrastructure requirements for a global brand to purchase, store, and leverage an NFT." So they're going straight into the market, making their own purchase and blazing a trail for other institutions to come in and do likewise. I think that this is a great moment and a watershed moment for the NFT space. And we're going to see the valuation of NFT projects continue to go up off the back of this. And this is going to bring in even more greater adoption a lot quicker than many were expecting. So the floor price for punks now is pretty much non-existent. If I refresh, there may be one here. No, still none. So no one's got theirs listed for a buy it now price. There are some on auction possibly. No. So there are literally none actively for sale. There was one up for $200 million, and the owner of it put that sale down. They decided not to relist it because clearly when a big money player like Visa, who obviously have endless amounts of money, have just come in and bought a CryptoPunk, people are probably thinking they do not want to have the floor swept from beneath them. So there's literally none for sale. Of course, you could make an offer on these, but I just can't see people relinquishing control right now. So massive congratulations to anyone who is holding a CryptoPunk. This will definitely seal generational wealth for any of those holders if they wanted to sell them. You know that people will now probably pay upwards of like $200, $300, $400, even $500,000 at this moment in time. But it wouldn't surprise me if we start to see these going for over $1 million very soon. But just to clarify, I do know that there have been sales for over $1 million of these. The actual total sales of CryptoPunks has now actually exceeded $1 billion. 330,000 ETH have been traded on this market alone, which is phenomenal. Then we also had this tweet from a few days ago. Ryan Wyatt, who is the head of gaming at none other than YouTube, stating that he's very bullish on NFTs and he believes that play to earn is the next major gaming model, as well as an open market for in-game digital items. Most in-game assets are illiquid, which is insane to me. All of this will change long-term through blockchain and NFTs. It's self-evident. And so I'm very bullish on this guy tweeting that out. I think that is a major, major move. And as you're seeing, we're seeing more and more big institutions recognize NFTs. And this year really has been the year of NFTs. They're blowing up beyond most people's wildest dreams right now. And it's really evident that the future of gaming is going to be blockchain based and play to earn. We started off with you pay to play, then free to play. And now we're going to play to earn, where you can earn a living playing games on the blockchain, which is just incredible stuff. And I think that many of these games, the likes of Axie Infinity, Illuvium coming towards the end of the year with big in-game economies, are going to be the actual future of how this all goes. So I'm very bullish on NFTs and very bullish on NFT games. Now, you may think CryptoPunks are excessively priced if you're new to the NFT market. However, have you seen a more overpriced asset than a virtual rock? So launched in 2017, the Ether Rock was one of the first collectible NFT type projects on the ETH blockchain, having launched shortly after Punks. However, there's only 100 rocks that were made available. So as basic as these look, the fact is money is being printed into oblivion right now. So people are clinging on to any scarce asset, and specifically these, as they are almost artifacts of the Ethereum blockchain. You can see this one's for sale for 1,219 Ethereum. That one's for sale for 345 Ethereum. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not that many are actually for sale. And we're starting to see big sales coming through for these Ether rocks. And whilst you can't really fathom why anyone would want a picture of a rock, it is just to do with the fact it's historical context. It lives on Ethereum, they're super scarce, and people want to have a digital flex. EtherRock 27 purchased for 250 ETH, $836,000. And you have the likes of Justin Sun from Tron, who clearly has extremely deep pockets, just spending $500,000 on an EtherRock. So you are entering a club of 1 of 100 when you buy one of these, but it is just mind-bending to think that something you could have minted for a few bucks in 2017 is now worth life-changing money. And people are going back through the archives to find anything that has historic NFT value, and anything that's like 2017, that kind of era, is being snapped up. So one of these was something from Mitchell F. Chan, and it was to do with a form of digital art and a document that was released in 2017. So in this tweet, this guy puts only 100 of these will ever exist. It's a project from 2017, and the last one sold for 60 ETH. So if you can go back in time and start digging through all these old artifacts in the NFT landscape, you could make yourself a pretty penny. So an early crypto art project about the nature of the artwork as a token. This was minted on August 30th, 2017. So it says the artwork is significant not only for being one of the earliest NFT artworks to be exhibited and minted in a legacy art gallery. So there was a real version of this as well, but also for imagining in 2017 the ways that non-fungible tokens could advance the conceptualist project of separating the commodity form of an artwork from the experience formed. So these things that look like checks, they also come with a 33-page essay, are now worth in the region of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you can see that going back in time, scouting through these could be very profitable. I don't quite understand these ones, but I understand that this is now an artifact of the internet. But for me, of course, I would not buy anything like that. But it's very interesting to see how this landscape is totally shifting, and you're getting people coming into the space now with that kind of collector's mindset going, okay, what's got value? What's been around for a long time? When were these minted? And just assigning huge numbers to these things, because in a few years' time, they could be almost priceless because they're so scarce. Then we're seeing a seismic shift in the MLB. We're also seeing it in the NBA and NFL as well. But in the MLB recently, there's been like a deal with Topps, the card producer, I think for like 71 years. They've been creating the Major League Baseball cards since like the 50s, but now the rights to this have been sold to Fanatics. So Fanatics claim to be building the leading global digital sports platform, and it has an NFT token joint venture called Candy Digital. And this one is run with the likes of Mike Novogratz from Galaxy Digital and of course, Gary V. Before the latest news, Candy had already inked an NFT deal with MLB beyond conventional trading cards. So trading cards will now be blockchain enabled in the format of NFTs. And I think that these, when they come out, and I think it's not till 2023, will have significant value due to the fact these will now be the first of the new line of digital collectibles in the MLB era. So after losing the MLB rights, Topps SPAC deal was abandoned. They were expecting to be listed on the NASDAQ. And as it says here, they've been publishing these collectible cards for almost 70 years. And this statement reads that not only were they unaware that MLB was negotiating with anybody other than Topps regarding their rights beyond 2025, but we were abruptly informed last Thursday by the MLB that a deal was completed, finalizing an exclusive with the Fanatics brand. So a big shift in baseball cards. Now over to Curio cards here, and these ones are gaining a lot of traction. They're a 2017 collection as well, May the 9th, 2017 to be specific. Let's just refresh that, see if the floor price has gone up, 0.43, okay. Buy it now, let's have a little look. So as you can see from these cards, the lowest price ones are around 0.5 ETH right now. And if we just scroll down a little bit, so 4, 8, 12, not even that, 9 to be bought up before the floor price hits 1 Ethereum. These ones could honestly be a nice little earner right now. My problem with buying all these NFTs that I'm just not thinking short-term flips at all at this moment. You can see there's going to be a huge wave of new investor in this space very, very soon, if not right now. And so these things just being scarce and having historical context is going to mean that you're going to see flippers, of course, but a lot of people are going to come in this space. And maybe like me, I'd rather come in here and buy a few of these and go with the mentality, I'm not selling these for a good time. And so once these floor ones are swept up by hodlers rather than flippers, you're going to see that the price floor is going to escalate rather quickly. So 9 being bought up off the floor takes the floor price to 1. And then from there, 1.5, so a 10th purchase takes it to 1.5. And it's not long before you're at 2 ETH and even 3 Ethereum. So this one is absolutely ripe for the floor to be swept up rather quickly. I may even buy some of these after this video is complete. But these Curio cards with historical context as well, most of the things that have been produced around 2017, 2018 are flying up in price right now. So do be aware of that. Next up, having a look at Zenika's Art Blocks curated updates here. He posts these semi-regularly, almost daily. And in this post, it's quite funny that he's kind of saying that he doesn't even know what to think anymore. He's been in the NFT space for a good few months, and during that time period, everything's gone up exponentially already. So he has no real words for what this cycle that we're going through is actually leading to, because it seems like we were going to top a while back, but the top seems to get higher and higher and higher. And that is just because the market penetration for NFTs is still so low. And you got people like Paris Hilton going on to the Jimmy Fallon show talking about NFTs. You got celebrities like Ja Rule, Mike Tyson bringing out NFTs. All those kind of things, just bringing more people into the space on a regular basis. The Art Blocks curated is the one that I'm particularly interested in. I do own some of these pieces, some on the cheaper end of the spectrum, obviously not like Fidenzas and stuff. But this is really interesting to see. So on this collection, he puts the floor from the last 2 days across here. And you can see the percentage change over that 24-hour period. For most things has been going up rather quickly. There's 100% gainers in here, 107, 123, 189% on the day. Some huge moves in the market. For Denzas, the floor price was around 110, now around 100. For the Ringers, 95, then around 87. Small moves to those sale prices, but nothing hugely significant. when you look at where these have come from, the Fidenzas last week, I think you could pick them up for around 40 to 45 ETH. So these have gone up on a moon mission already. The Chromie Squiggles, always a fan favorite. They're very like meme-like. 8.9 ETH, now up to 9.2 ETH, and there's only 416 listed, so around 5% of the supply. I've got some Algorithm, and this one is now around 6.42 ETH at a floor price, and that is 130 of those for sale currently. I've also got some of these 27 bits down here. The floor price shot up from 1 ETH to 1.75 Ethereum in just one day, which is incredible. 144 for sale, so that's roughly 14% of the total supply. So as you can see, what can happen very quickly is if there's a thin floor to these, a few hodlers come in, buy up a few, the floor price can jump up quickly and rather significantly. Now, DCL Blogger, a very good source for NFT data and information, says this, that NFTs will take over this crypto bull run. The only reason I check Blockfolio now is to cash out gains to throw into more NFTs. His strategy is a hodl strategy to get these digital artifacts that will only get more valuable in time that no one can stop. So there's an inevitability about buying up these older artifacts because time just goes on. 2021, clearly there'll be a huge proliferation of new NFTs. In 2022, it will be even bigger again. In 2023, even bigger again. So as you go back in time, there is a finite supply during those previous years. And so this makes total sense to go back and find those scarce items. More people are coming to this space. The prices are clearly just going to go up. Along the way, of course, we'll see pullbacks, but the general up-only thesis is definitely there. With these Lonely Alien Space Clubs, recently they had a major buyback. So they've been doing this, the black hole auctions, where they have these super cool blackened out aliens. They put them up for auction on OpenSea, and then the proceeds are used to sweep the floor. Black hole auction sold for 6.2 ETH, around $20,000. All the proceeds used to sweep the floor, and 17 floor-priced aliens were bought back and sent to the black hole. That means that they're taken out of circulation and makes them deflationary overall. So I think that's a pretty cool thing about the Lonely Alien Space Club. And as you can see down here, the floor price now is edging upwards nicely. Average price sold for 0.7 ETH. And the floor is around 0.45, I think, at this moment in time. You can see some of the sales down here. So around 0.425 looks to be the floor there. And this collection I own a few of, and it's nice to see those ticking onwards and upwards. Another one that I'm in on is the Rickstro Bulls and the Astro Bulls. These ones have not been performing very well as of late, but I think that what we're going to see is many of the people that came and minted these Rickstros, they subsequently had to buy the Astro Bulls as well. They've come in, tried to find a quick profit, and essentially have started to dump these down. So the price for these is now rather cheap. Some of the better ones going for around 0.15 ETH, but the floor on these is just under 0.03 Ethereum. If we just scroll down, you'll see a few down here for a bit cheaper, 0.025 Ethereum. So these are very cheap right now. And to be honest with you, I think that these will come back in price, just for the fact that this artist is from the Rick and Morty show, and the team behind Astro Friends are going to have a lot more works in the pipeline. So I think we're going to see these hype waves where things go up, they pull back. You just got to take your profits on the way up, and if you really like stuff, you can double down on the way down again. Now, the collection I wanted to highlight this week was the Mike Tyson NFT collection made by Corey Van Loo. This guy's got some really impressive art. Go and check him out. Now, these are the first ever NFTs released by Mike Tyson of himself. Mike Tyson, an absolute superstar and an icon. There's only 517 of these items. I believe that these will be digital artifacts, and I will be buying up one of these Mike Tyson NFTs. I haven't decided whether I'll go for one of the cheapest line or maybe push the boat out and go for something a little bit more expensive. These are going to be the first ever line of Mike's NFTs, so they will have historical context for years to come. So I think that these are a decent investment. The current floor price is that one there, 0.94 ETH, and then we're looking at just over 1 Ethereum. These have shot up. They've gone from around 0.5 ETH about 3 days ago and now trading at around 1 Ethereum. There's around 250 of these. They're called the baddest man on the planet. There are some more rarer ones like the Knockout series. There's a one of one, the Ultimate Mike Tyson, and there's some lifetime collection ones as well. If we just scroll down, We'll see if we can catch a couple of the more expensive ones down here. There we go. You can see a few of them here. Give me a kith. So these are really funny. There's the one where he's biting off Holyfield's ear. That's going for 2 Ethereum, and it's only of 50 in that edition as well. So that's the kind of thing that is probably maybe a better purchase, seeing as it's only double the price of ones that have got 5x more the supply. So this is the one I wanted to highlight this week. So I really do like that these Mike Tyson NFTs look rather good with that blue coloring going on. If we just look at the crypto space right now, the NFT sector right now as an overall, when you go to the stats page and then pull up the rankings, Art Blocks curated, putting in the big numbers once again, the most traded of all the NFTs on here right now. There are currently 5,800 holders and only 36,000 assets, and the floor price has shot up. Last week it was around 0.9 or 0.85 ETH, and now it's pretty much doubled and then some to 1.9 Ethereum. And I think this trend is set to continue, as anyone who's into their art is probably looking within this collection to pick up their first pieces. Then of course we have CryptoPunks with those huge sales recently from Visa and others aping in. ON14 has some of the biggest volume I've ever seen, 14,000 ETH traded already, and this is like a week old. 15,000% increase over the last 7 days. Of course, Bored Apes continue to push higher and higher. The floor price is now 25 Ethereum. Last week, I believe it was 15 Ethereum. So you can just see that this is just going up. This industry is literally up only right now. So last thing to show you here is over on DApp Radar. Over the last 30 days, we've had 141,000 users of OpenSea. That may sound like a lot, but when you think of the overall size of the crypto market and how many users can come in here, and really like how many people are going to buy a fungible token, the likes of a Ripple token or maybe a Cardano token, there's probably a limited number, but people can easily get into NFTs. Once OpenSea actually allow for credit card purchases, I don't believe those are live just yet. I think this opens the gateway to even more people to come in here. Over the last 30 days, that is an increase of 183%. The chart over here is going parabolic on all fronts with transactions up, volume up, and the usage generally across this platform just going up and to the right on any chart that you look at. We pull this out to 30 days, you can see nice up only, 7 days trending upwards again. More people are coming to this market. It's a simple numbers game. More people coming in, more demand for the NFTs, people realizing that they maybe don't want to sell straight away. You don't want to be flipping when things are going up like double in a week right now. The price of these assets looks set to continue onwards and upwards. So there we have it, our roundup of NFT Tuesday for this week. I predict more big announcements to come in future episodes as more companies ape into the NFT sector. Comment down below your favorite NFT collection and we'll cover it in next week's video. I will see you then, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Goodbye for now.